Hey guys! So today we're doing our first
Mukbang.
Mukbang. So basically, it's where
We socialize with you guys. We eat while we talk.
interact with the audience.
Like minimal editing on the camera.
And yeah, so I guess we'll show you guys what we got. We got Thai food.
Yeah, we got Thai food and we also got boba.
Yeah, I got. It's a lot of food.
Yeah,
I
yours
probably
looks
got.
good.
This looks like a lot, but it's basically like beef satay.
Skewers?
Yeah, skewers with shrimp fried rice, and I got a rose milk tea from It's Boba Time.
I got chicken, like barbecue chicken and shrimp fried rice. And I also got taro milk tea.
Yeah, taro milk tea, and then we got
Hello.
a side. We got a side of pad see ew noodles,
Yeah,
which we're
let's
probably
see.
gonna like save half
No,
of
we're
this.
we're gonna eat this all right now.
No, we're not.
Okay.
I'm gonna save half of it for my dinner, but I basically wanted to do a video of like talking about our moving experience and what we went through and like what we would do different, I guess.
And like our pros and cons about living in LA.
Yeah, and I made an Instagram story asking you guys to give us questions to answer or topics to talk about. And we have a couple, so we'll touch on those too. What should we talk about first?
We should talk
Oh my
about like
Wait. I need help.
the steps to do.
I need help. No, my straw's bending. Careful, careful.
Oh. Okay. No. Okay.
Neil! That's really good.
Okay. Wait. Let me try that.
Can I try yours?
It's kind of watered down because we had it in the fridge, but yeah.
Mm.
It is good.
No, it's so good.
Oh. So we'll first talk about like for people that's like interested in or like planning to move to like a different place, like state or
Yeah,
whatever.
because it was more difficult because we were coming from
Hawaii to
California. It's not like we were already on the mainland. It's
Yeah.
just like
because we were like limited to like shipping services and stuff like that. So first thing you gotta do is like you gotta plan, like you gotta budget like about the amount of money you want to save.
yeah, like so you have
Enough
a good
money.
cushion for when you move because you're not always gonna get a job
Yeah.
right away or find a place right away. So you need like some money to help you
Like backup.
in that process.
And it would be great like if you have like a support system of where you're gonna move, like if you have like friends or family members that live in that area or where you want to move, so that they can help you while you look for a job.
Yeah, like we were lucky.
Thankfully, I had my cousin while you look for a job.
Yeah, like we were lucky.
Thankfully, I had my cousin that lived
Yes.
in LA, so they let us stay at their place while we were able to look for jobs.
And it made it like 10 times easier because
imagine if you just moved there and you don't have any place to stay
which is
or
kind of
anyone.
scary.
Yeah, because like you're gonna have to either like pay for like an Airbnb or like a hotel room, which is gonna be a lot because or it would be great like if you could find like the job that you're working at now and then you're gonna move, like if you could transfer to like the same company or
'Cause that's what I did. But it's also hard because you can only transfer if there's a job opportunity or job opening to transfer to. So I was applying while I was back at home, and I didn't actually get a call until we're here, maybe like 3 weeks after we arrived here. Luckily, and they called me, and I got the job. But like, even though you have a plan, just don't assume that everything's gonna go according to plan.
because like we had this like plan, like we thought we had it set, like okay, when we move here we're gonna live in this area. But like luckily when my cousin picked us up from the airport, he was explaining to us like, oh yeah, there's gonna be traffic.
Yeah, like it might seem close, like if you're looking at it on Google Maps, like oh, it's only this many miles away. But then you don't like think about the traffic, or like in Hawaii we don't have traffic.
Yeah.
So
But like, or in Maui in general.
yeah, in Maui.
But like, yeah, like we're like, oh, it's like 3 miles away, but 3 miles could take like an hour or like 30 minutes because of the traffic. So yeah, we'll just talk. Yeah.
What else?
So like, just have a plan. Like, oh, I'm gonna move in a year from now, so you should be saving money from each paycheck so that it adds up to the amount that you want saved by the time you move.
Yeah. So say you want to take
Just say
$5,000. Like I want to move in a year. I want to have $5,000 when I move. So if you have a year, $5,000 divided by the 12 month.
24 because you get paid twice a month, right? So divided by 24.
So it's more realistic than, oh my god, I need to save $5,000.
Yeah.
That's what we did. We had this plan for a while before, maybe more than a year.
Maybe I think like a year and a half or a little more than a year and a half. So we were able to do that in that time. So
and we, what am I saying? So like the most smartest plan, I think, and again, this is just our opinion, like you should find a place to stay for, no, you should find a job first.
Yeah.
Because once you have a job,
you're
not even eating.
I'm gonna eat. But like, okay, because like you can't do anything once you move unless you have a job, because you can't get a car, you can't get an apartment or a place because you need like proof of income.
Exactly.
So,
and once you get a job, then you'll know, okay, I know kind of where the area I need to live in.
yeah.
So it's easier for me to commute to my job. And then once you have a job, you know what kind of car payment you can afford.
Yeah, like
so
your
then,
budget.
Yeah, so then once we got, because we got it all wrong. We thought apartment, car to get around, to look for a job, and it was just like not smart.
Because like when we got here, the first thing we were like, okay, let's get a car. So keep in mind, we didn't even have a job yet. So we went to a dealership.
Oh my god.
And we basically, well, because like obviously we're young and like we had no car experience. So the salesperson took advantage of us.
Let me tell the story.
Okay.
Okay, so like we're thinking like, oh yeah, we're adults.
Yeah.
We're moving out on our own. No, I don't need my parents to help me. You do. Okay, like if you have never bought a car before, take someone that has experience, because we went, well, first of all, our plan was to buy new cars each.
We were going to get
cars.
2 new cars.
Yes, because we both never had brand new cars, and our cars were older, so back at home we either sold it or left it with family. So we came here thinking we're going to get 2 new cars. So after looking at apartments, they basically only give you 1 parking stall.
Unless you get like a 2-bedroom, but like that's way more.
Yeah. So we decided to get 1 car, and I don't really care too much about cars, so I was like, okay, we'll just get the car that Neil wanted to get. So we go to the dealership thinking like, oh yeah, we got this, whatever. And then all of a sudden all the numbers started to add up, and they would just kind of take advantage of us.
Because the car that I wanted, they didn't have it, so obviously they had to like make it. So they took advantage. They took advantage because they marked up the car because they want to make profit. And like we didn't know what was going on, so like I was looking at like the Toyota.com, like the car that I wanted. I was like, oh, it's this much. But then like when they were like telling us the numbers, we're like, huh? How did it get to this much? And then like
And
so
basically,
long story short, we
were literally signed the contract.
We literally signed the contract.
And everything.
Should we say how much we got the car? Like the first, we didn't. Well, we ended up not getting it. Thankfully, like we got out of the contract.
Basically, it was like
$47,000.
Okay.
So
and then I was like really upset. Like I was so upset. I never had like a, what is that word? Like you know, culture shock, like when people say you move and you have a culture shock like breakdown, like because you know you're in a new place. Okay, I didn't, but for this I had like maybe like 2 breakdowns, like where I would think about it so much I would get so frustrated that I would just start crying, because I know that we made a mistake. I know we made a mistake going by ourselves, and basically bought a car that we couldn't afford. And I know he felt bad because it was he didn't peer pressure me into getting the car,
but like my instinct was like, oh yeah, we just moved, we in LA, you know, but
like this is the car we wanted. And like at the time,
Yeah.
We were like, okay, let's just do it. But afterwards, after thinking about it and
After
seeing the
we
numbers,
signed it, yeah. And
I would twice. I like cried about it, and I was so and like because there's basically nothing you can do.
we didn't even have a job yet. Like I was like, oh crap, like I messed up. But like thankfully we got a mail like maybe 10 days later. It was a rescind.
It's called like rescind
Rescind. It
of
was
the
like,
contract. So
because
basically, like
we didn't have proof of residency because like we didn't have a job yet and stuff. So basically,
so the bank mails you a letter.
Mhm.
It's a rescind of the contract saying
because you don't have proof of residency.
you're not approved for the loan or whatever.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, oh my god, this is like
This is our
way
chance.
out.
We're like, okay, we'll just do it. But obviously, the salesperson made it very hard for us.
Like, okay, so we made an appointment to go there. What time was it? 9 a.m. or 10 a.m. or something?
Yeah, like
so we're
early.
there waiting for like an hour and a half.
Mhm.
Only
So,
to
like,
find out that the person that we made the appointment with
Wasn't even there.
was not even there. And at this point, I'm so mad. And I'm the kind of person that like, okay, I used to get really embarrassed when my mom, hi mom, when she used to like, how do I explain this? Like, when something's not right, like she will complain until she gets what she wants, like at a store.
That's her to me. That's how I feel. I'm
Okay,
just
that's
like-
I used to be embarrassed of my mom, but now that's me. When
Yeah.
people say that you become your parents, that's me.
Mhm.
And so I know that Neil doesn't like when I do this, but I was like, no. I told him like you need to not say anything and just let me say what I want to say because I need to get out of this car contract. So basically, I talked to the higher manager above the person that was helping us. Explain the
No,
whole
she didn't
situation.
talk. She went into their office. Like, no, not even a knock, nothing. She just barged in there.
Okay, because it doesn't sound as bad. Okay, but
Because,
like,
like, they weren't helping us. They're like, oh, maybe if we don't help them, they're just gonna go or something. But, like, no, not
Yeah.
for her.
and I'm like, excuse me, I need to talk to someone right now. And I explained the whole situation. First of all, we didn't even get the car. Okay, we signed the contract.
Mhm.
They said, okay, it's gonna be here in like 2 to 3 days. This is a month later. We didn't have the car, so I was like, no, there is no way we're like, I'm getting this contract canceled. That's it. So I go there. I explain that to them, like basically that they're being shady, like. That they promised the car 2 to 3 days after. It's been a month
Mhm.
and we received nothing. So we want to cancel the car contract because, you know, and we talked to like five people.
separate-
They like kept sending people like kind
to
of like
convince us to
yeah,
keep the contract,
keep
but
the
we're
car.
just like, no.
and they're like, and then this one guy was like, oh, if we take off, how much money was it?
Like, it was like a small amount. Okay, we'll take out $1,200. I'm like
that is
nothing.
not acceptable. Like the only thing that will make us happy is if the car contract is canceled. We don't want the car, or we don't want to do service here or anything.
So bottom line is
We got out of the contract.
We got out of the contract.
We got our down payment back. Thank God.
And we did it smart this time. I asked my cousin to come with us to a different Toyota. And like,
oh, and if you guys have a Costco membership,
Mhm.
we didn't know about this, but there's a Costco, it's like CostcoAuto.com. So basically, they do the bargaining with the dealership,
Like
and you
they-
literally go, say, I have a Costco membership, and they
Uh-huh.
have like special pricing for it. So
Yeah.
we didn't even have to like,
Like-
haggle the price like
yeah,
at
they
all.
like with the Costco, I think they like took out like 3,000 to 5,000 already.
Mhm.
Like we didn't even have to bargain with them. It's already taken out. So that's what we did. So we went through them, and then we got the car that we wanted this time for a much reasonable price that we could both afford.
Mhm.
So bottom line is, get a job, then you could get a car, then you could get an apartment.
Yes.
And then once you get an apartment, you might want to live like closer to work,
Mm-hmm.
or unless like you know like the times, like obviously like if you work, just say at nighttime or like a PM shift and there's no traffic, but like still you want to live like close to where you live so that you could like,
Because you don't want to spend,
yeah,
you're already at work for 8 hours. You don't want to be in the car.
for another
like-
2 hours, like 2 hours to get to work with
And
the
to go
traffic,
back.
and 2 hours. So that's already what 12 hours of your day wasted. Plus you gotta like sleep, and then you gotta do the same thing again like for 5 days straight. Like
Mm-hmm.
so like luckily for us, like we live close to work where it's like with traffic maybe like 30 minutes,
Yeah, not far at all.
and then like without traffic like 20 15 minutes. So yeah, and it's like good because like we live close to like things or like places that we want to go to, like Disneyland. It's not as far. The
There's
beach is
malls,
not as far. Yeah, malls.
Very close with like all the stores that we actually like.
Yeah.
And yeah, but so let's see. So for my Instagram, I have a question from, I hope I'm saying this right, from Patty Batoon. She asked us maybe to talk about the differences between Hawaii and LA and list the pros and cons of city living. So the differences are basically,
the number one thing is
okay, first let's list pros.
Okay,
like,
pros.
say a pro for you, and I'll say one.
A pro is obviously like the convenience of like you could get food delivered to you. You could get it on an Uber. It's easy and it's affordable. Like if you have Amazon Prime, like if you live in an apartment and it's gated and like you don't trust the neighborhood, they have like lockers around, like a lot of areas that you could have it dropped off and you could pick it up at your own time. We don't have that stuff in like Maui. I don't know about Oahu, but yeah, in Maui we didn't have that. Now what else for you?
A pro would be there's so much things to do here.
Yeah, like you can't run out of things to do. Oh yeah. Okay.
Usually I'm the one always interrupting him, but like this whole video he like talks way more. So like I would say a pro is that there's so much things to do here. Like living on Maui, especially living there for your whole life, it's like it's beautiful and all, like, but it gets boring and you do the same things all the time, or eat at the same places all the time, and you're basically just rotating. Like, oh, let's eat here. Oh, we just ate there last week. Like, okay, let's eat here. Like, oh, we just ate there 2 weeks ago. It's like you're just doing the same thing all the time. But here, you would never run out of things to do or places to eat at. Here, there's so many like different cuisines to eat, like more authentic than the restaurants in Maui for sure. And it's like, and it's so weird to me, like, because we just got our annual pass for Disneyland, and it's like so weird to me that we'll be working and then we'll be like, oh, let's just go to Disneyland on our day off. Like, that's just so weird to me, because usually living in Hawaii, like, you plan a trip to come to Disney, and you're like, you know, and like now we're just like, oh yeah, on Wednesday, like this next Wednesday we're going to Disneyland.
But yeah.
You have another pro?
Another pro, like, you know, there's like more scenic stuff. Like you could do hikes. There's beaches, a lot of beaches. I mean, okay, well, the beaches are not as nice, or like the water, and like it's always crowded. Like if you go to Santa Monica Pier,
oh my gosh, yeah, I was like,
and you look at the beach, it's like I don't think you could like move around there.
It's like looking it's like
it's like a big crowd of all people.
It looks like ants, like, you know, you saw like an ant colony, and it's just like ants everywhere. Like that's what the beach looked like.
But yeah, other than that, yeah. I mean, like the pros goes on and on. Like we could list way more pros than cons.
To travel places, I think it's much easier to travel to like other places from California
and cheaper
versus Hawaii.
Like we could road trip, you know, like, oh yeah, let's go Seattle for the weekend, or let's go to NorCal, you know. Yeah,
or like my sister's 21st birthday is next year, and like she wants to go to Vegas and whatever, but so like now we can just like literally drive there,
meet you there, you know,
or like catch a plane. It's not that expensive for us. Like it's not
because like from what, Hawaii to Vegas,
probably the flight, I'm not sure, but I know it's significantly like more than if we took a flight
like for us it would probably be $50 one way, compared to like round trip to Hawaii would be more than that for sure.
Okay, cons.
The the two cons basically is traffic and street parking.
Or parking in general, like parking, street parking, like a lot of the times restaurants you want to go to, it's not like in a mall, it's just like randomly.
So you gotta, it's like, it's in the street, so like they have like parking meters, but they're all taken. Or
so you kind of have to allot time, like, okay, I have dinner at 6, but you should be there at like 5:40 to like, okay, I need to find parking around the area, because like a lot of times there's parking lots or whatever, or structures, but
or like if you gotta pay, yeah, like for private lot, or like there's like a parking lot, but like you gotta pay for valet, which is like $8 or something, which is, I guess that's how they make money. But like if you could just avoid those two things, like traffic, like obviously we know like when rush hour is, so like if you're gonna do something, or like you're away from home, like obviously just plan to do something.
Plan to be out later. Like we're not gonna come home
Like
at 5
6
p.m.
Yeah, because like obviously that's when rush hour is. Like just say we want to go like I don't know, Santa Monica. Like obviously we would leave like during the day, and then we would leave Santa Monica maybe like 8 or 9. That's when like the traffic dies down. Like obviously you're not gonna leave like at let's leave Santa Monica at 6 and go home, because you're just gonna be stuck in traffic for 2 hours.
Yeah.
And also for street parking, like there's many ways to avoid it. Like you could just I usually look on Yelp. Like I look if it's street parking or not. Like if you find restaurants you want to eat at,
or see if there's parking structures nearby.
Like okay, if there's parking structures, it's not bad, because like you just probably have to pay like maybe $1.
And then most restaurants would validate if they have a parking structure.
Or you could always Uber. Like like 6 miles to go somewhere is like $6 or whatever.
And it's almost like just paying for the convenience of just getting there at the time you want me to get there versus getting there like 20 to 30 minutes early to look for parking.
Yeah, and like if there's both of us, we'll just half the fare, and like you save. Like I'd rather spend like what $3-5 to get there and back than driving around in your car and trying to look around for parking, wasting gas and stuff. So there's ways to like get around the 2 cons. So
actually I have one more con.
Oh.
Wait, hold on.
What, the air? I don't really care about the LA dirt.
Neil, stop. So like the air quality, I looked it up on Google.
Okay, yeah, it's bad, but
like I looked it up on Maui, which obviously the air quality is fine. Here, it's not like dangerous or anything, but it's just significantly more.
Cause like if you,
30,
for us, like, cause like I work in a building, and like when I'm like
in Beverly Hills.
Yeah, and like when I would look at when I'm on the top floor, like I look at the mountain, and it's just like it's not
like
clear.
hazy.
Yeah, it's hazy, but like it's not like humid, but like it's just that's like all the bad air.
Like I just feel like it's weird because I get surprised like if I go outside and I see that the sky is like blue, I'm like, oh my god, because usually like sometimes it'll literally just be gray. And for me, like, so I recently like got into like more skincare than like makeup stuff, and like at home I had like my skincare routine like down, and my skin was like pretty good. And then we moved here and my skin like freaked out. Like I'm usually like really oily, but I would get super dry, and then I started breaking out like a lot. Like, and I'm sure it was because of the food that we were eating, because when we first got here we're trying like a lot of new stuff, but like I was like breaking out all over. And even still, like I'm still kind of breaking out in places, and like I don't know, my skin's just like reacting weird, so I had to like change my skincare based on like obviously the weather here or whatever. But I know it somewhat has to do with like the air, like the congestion in the air and stuff. But yeah, so should we answer another question? I have another one in here.
Okay.
Well, this question is for me from.
Well, did we talk about mainly about like stuff to do with movie? Oh yeah, we talk about like what to do.
Okay, well, things to do here.
Oh, I mean, there's a lot of things. I mean, like if they want to move, like advice for people that want to move. We talked about this. Okay, then yeah.
Our friend Andre asked us on Instagram. Okay, so this is exactly what he put word for word. He says, Disneyland everyday carry.
EDC. I'm just like,
I texted him and I'm like, what is that? Like, what? I thought it was like a typo. And he's like, what do you take every day to Disneyland? Like, your essentials. And I'm like, why didn't you just say that, you weirdo? But I guess it's like a slang, or I don't know if he made that up himself. But Disneyland, I would suggest bringing, last time we went, we brought one of Neil's backpacks. So we would kind of like trade off, like if he was getting tired, I would just like carry it, and then we'll just like keep switching.
Like you can bring water, like your own water. So
I would
if you have like a hydro flask or like the big 99-cent waters.
Yeah, because we brought two, and we didn't buy water the whole time. It was like the huge ones, because like the first time we went, and it's so hot, and you just keep buying waters, but a water bottle is like $5 for like a regular, like a regular size one, and that adds up.
And then you can bring snacks as well, like.
But don't
like Pringles. Oh yeah. But if you're gonna ride the credit coaster
with a loop. remember that you have Pringles in your bag, because I came home and I was like, I forgot something in the bag, so I reached in and there was just Pringles all over the bottom, and I was like, oh my god. And then I thought of the roller coaster.
But then I realized that when you're leaving the roller coaster, there's like lockers to put it. Like just, I was like, okay, we'll just do that next time.
But yeah, water, snacks,
But like,
portable charger.
Yeah, for your phone to charge. I mean,
If you bring a
it.
camera.
Like, I mean, I don't think you really need to bring like.
Because like, even though like we vlog, like we don't bring like the camera that we're using now.
We just
use our iPhones because it's just as good and it's more compact. And if like we're bringing like, oh, we're gonna go on a ride, like I don't want to put my whole setup in the bag, and like we can just throw our phone in the bag and it's way easier. And sunscreen, I guess, if you need it.
If you need it, but no.
And that's basically it, I think. Yeah. And I think I had one more question in here. This question is for me though. From Sienna Reedus. She said, do you ever miss the kitchen? People that don't personally know me, I used to be a cook. I went to culinary school.
Yeah, she's my personal chef.
And I cooked for basically when I was in high school for maybe about 4 or 5 years. I would work in kitchens as a cook. And like it was fun and all, like to me when I was in school, but like once you work it as a job, it's just very
stressful,
demanding. Yeah, it's stressful. Basically in a stressful work environment the entire time. It's very fast paced, and I don't know, I just didn't want to do that for the rest of my life. Like it's either you stay a cook and you just work in different kitchens and different cuisines and stuff and get experience, or you become a chef, where a chef, they're there all the time. Like, and like if I have a family, like I wouldn't want to live at the restaurant I work at. You know, it's just, I don't know. And kind of like it made me not like it anymore. I would never cook at home. When I used to be a cook, I would never cook at home because I wouldn't want to come home and do exactly what I was doing all day. But once I changed my
career path,
I guess. I'm still trying to figure out kind of what I want to do. I started cooking more at home. Like now I'll cook more, or well, like meal prep or whatever. But like before I wouldn't do that. But as far as like if I miss it or not, I miss it sometimes. Like the jobs that I've worked after working in the kitchen. Like my opinion of like, oh my god, it's a busy day today compared to others, like their busy is not my busy, because like working in the kitchen, it's way different. Like
especially when it's like festive season.
Yeah, and it's like summer or like Christmas time or something, and the restaurants are so busy. Like you don't know what busy is unless you've worked on a line in a kitchen as a cook. It's crazy. So like when people are like, oh my god, it's so busy, I'm just like chilling. I'm just like okay, this is busy. But like sometimes I miss it because I like the fast pace and stuff and like trying to keep up with it. But then I think about like how much work you have to put into it, and you have to be super passionate to really, really like it. And I don't think I am passionate about it enough to make a career out of it. But yeah, sometimes I do, but
I think we're gonna wrap it up. It's about almost 30 minutes now. So this is our first mukbang. Keep on the lookout for our apartment tour. That's probably gonna be after this video. So stay tuned for that. And yeah, we're just gonna end it here. So
is that all you wanted to talk about?
Yeah. And then we'll make another one when we have.
Yeah, we'll do. Maybe we'll every once in a while we'll do like another mukbang. Like we'll do like maybe a different cuisine other than Thai or something with different topics, obviously, because we wanted to make a video about like moving stuff. So, but yeah.
So we'll see you guys in the next video.
Bye.